Hey guys, Miss Marcus here, and as you can see, we're back with some Master League. This is the 5th episode of my Southampton Master League, of course, with the exam period basically over. I'm deciding to do a lot of these in a row. Of course, with the data pack coming out, of this footage is actually relatively quite, I wouldn't say old, but it is from before the 3rd or 4th, whatever data pack it is, which was released on the 16th, was released. So as you see there, Gardos, I think his name is Fernando Gardos, is the inform man. He was in form at the end of the last episode. Actually said give him some playing time, which I'm doing, and as you can see, he's got some sort of crazy red arrow which is like glowing. It's like he's gone Super Saiyan. It's some sort of mental thing. But anyway, in today's episode we have 3 matches from the Premier League. One against Manchester United, as you can see here, at Old Trafford, which is going to be an absolute pain to play against because Man United are really good in this game, and for whatever reason I always find it really hard to play them. But the other 2 games are against, I think it's Burnley and Crystal Palace. So getting into the game against Manchester United, of course Man United are more or less right at the top of the table with me as well, like 2 points between each other or whatever. It's absolutely ridiculous. We might even be on the same points total, I don't even know. It's been that long since I've done a video. So with that being said, we started this game of course playing our relatively strongest side as possible, with the likes of Pella up front and J. Rodriguez playing left mid as usual, with I think it was Shane Long playing right mid. So we started this game, and as you can see here, it was an alright start from the beginning. They played a lot of long balls forward, and it was a real pain to try and cope with them. Of course, they had the likes of Falcao and Robin Van Persie up front. For whatever reason, Wayne Rooney doesn't really play for them, and I'm really not sure why. If you're wondering why there's no audio, there's still no audio because the footage was a bit weird. For whatever reason, it wouldn't give me the audio, and I don't even know why. But in the 15th minute of the match here, Pella gets away from basically everyone and pops it into the back of the net for us to take what could be considered a shock lead at Old Trafford. Of course, Pella being like basically the main man for me, scoring several goals. But into the 24th minute here, as they get through on goal and eventually score, I believe it's with Juan Mata, who ends up scoring the equalising goal literally about 10 minutes later, which was quite frustrating considering that of course you want to try and keep as many, not clean sheets particularly, but you want to try and keep as many opportunities to a minimum when you're playing against the likes of Manchester United. There, Pella probably should have scored as we come into half time at a 1-1, basically relatively decent game of football. It's been quite even as well, so of course that's always an issue. Of course, as you can see there, the sleeves and some of the stuff for the Southampton kit do look a little bit off, which I will probably try and fix in the upcoming episodes. But in the 67th minute here, as we get the ball with Gardos, we end up giving the ball away. We don't actually give the ball away here. We actually play a really nice ball through to Pella, who ends up taking a nice little first touch, gets shot away, and it's a really good block. I believe it's from Phil Jones. For whatever reason, Phil Jones is just like ridiculously good in this game. I mean, he's not that good in real life. I mean, he's alright in real life. But into the last minutes of the match here, and as you can see, Robin Van Persie ends up nearly scoring a goal, with Fraser Forster making a very good save, and literally 2 minutes later, Thomas Rosicky, having come on as a substitute, gives the ball away, gives it to Falcao. Falcao tries to get away from Gardos. Gardos doesn't foul him, gives away a corner kick, and from the corner kick, you all know what's going to end up happening. Do they score? No. Fraser Forster comes out, punches it out. I end up getting it away with Wanyama, I believe. Comes to Smalling, who crosses it in to Robin Van Persie, who just pops in the back of the net. I actually skipped the celebration because I was so angry, because I thought, my god, no, he has to be off. I thought he was offside, to be honest, but no, he's actually onside, and it's a really cheap goal for me to concede, and for Manchester United to, of course, score and take the lead literally in the last minutes of the match. It's a really nice finish from Robin Van Persie on his weaker foot. Again, it's another long ball into the box. It's a bit unrealistic because they don't really play that many long balls in real life, which is weird. But in the last minutes of the match, as we see here, Gardos got a yellow card, and that was that. We lost the game 2-1, so our first defeat of the season comes to Manchester United away to Old Trafford. Of course, it's at Old Trafford, so of course United get all the decisions there, don't they? No, they don't. Of course they don't. But yeah, as you can see, of course, a lot of players are a bit pissed off. I was a bit pissed off considering that we dominated more or less. I mean, they did have 8 shots, 7 on target. We had 13 shots, 8 on target. Chris Smalling got man of the match. Sort of says everything. That whenever you win a game and your defender gets man of the match, it sort of shows off that sort of aspect, really, of what is potentially wrong with your team. So instead of showing you the table as I usually probably would show you, should have probably shown you the table actually in this episode after such a big game, but I went straight to just into the next game against Burnley, and of course Burnley not particularly the best team in the league, the Lancashire Clarets, and we basically played our strongest team as possible to try and get basically that monkey off our back of getting beaten Of course, you want to come back as strongly as possible in the next game and basically win the game is what you want. You want to win it comfortably as well. So, of course, we're facing against Burnley, and Burnley aren't particularly, like I've already said, they're not the best side in the game. They're not the best side in the game, they're not the best side in the league. So, they're like rated like 2 stars, whatever. So, us being 3.5 against them being 2, basically we were going to have a chance to easily probably get a couple of goals here, maybe increase the goal difference, and of course get a good result after getting beat by Manchester United. So in the first minutes of the match here, as you can see here, we just passed the ball about from the kickoff, and I was a little bit pissed off, of course, having seen that Manchester United beat me. And in the first tackle of the game, Schneiderlin gets injured, and I was like, okay, fair enough, Schneiderlin's gotten injured, and they gave him a straight red card. So I don't know who the red card was for. I think it was for Ashley Barnes, which is quite a weird thing considering that they're down to 10. No, it's not Bars, it's Matty Taylor, I think. But down to 10 men literally within the first minutes of the match. Schneiderlin came back, he was all fine, gets a shot away here as you can see in the 11th minute of the match. And we were basically dominating them. Of course, we're going to dominate them without the man advantage. Of course, them going in for quite a lot of bad challenges. Here is Jay Rodriguez, runs past a couple men, gets a shot away, goes out for a corner kick, and from the resulting corner kick, Tadic hits it in, Pella comes up for it, heads it down, and heads it into the back of the net with a nice little low header. It's an absolutely fantastic header from the massive Italian up front for his 7th or 8th goal of the season already, which is absolutely ridiculous. But into the 36th minute here, as we see Pella here again scoring another nice goal, nice little chip over the goalkeeper into the bottom corner again. It's the same corner he actually scored in about 5 minutes after he scored his first goal. It's quite a fortunate chip as well because, of course, your chips are sometimes quite overpowered in this game. But at half time it was 2-0 to Southampton, which is not too bad at all considering that we're not considered the best team, and I've not been playing even that well with them. So with, of course, that 2-0 against Burnley, but again Burnley down to 10 men from literally the first minutes of the match, which is a bit harsh on them, but again it's what you expect when you get a tackle from behind in the first minutes of the match. It's quite weird. But to be honest, Schneiderlin should have probably been injured from that because it makes more sense for that. But in the 70th minute of the match, Jay Rodriguez runs past about 4 players, gets a shot away, scores a goal against his former club to make it 3-0 to us, which I was quite happy with. Of course, the advantage of having facing against 10 men is you want to always score a lot of goals so that it ends up getting your form up for your individual player. So here Joel Campbell gets thrown on goal in the 73rd minute, again gets another shot away and again past the goalkeeper for his first goal in the red and white of Southampton. Of course, doesn't even play much for Arsenal in real life, and of course he hardly plays in general. So him getting his first goal is quite big as well, which is quite good for big Joel Campbell. Of course, I'll probably think about actually signing him because I actually don't have that many right midfielders. But as you see here, Toby Alderweireld just runs past about 4 or 5 players and ends up scoring a really nice goal for a centre back to score. So Alderweireld also scores his first goal for Southampton as well. Instead of it being a header, as you'd expect from probably a corner kick, he ends up running past about 5 players before popping it in the back of the net. It's a really nice goal as well, so I'll give him his due. So both Joel Campbell and him get their first goals of the season and their first goals for the Saints. So with a 5-0 win against Burnley, we end up going, of course, having considered that we just got beat by Manchester United, we go into the next game against Crystal Palace on a high, which is what you really want, because Crystal Palace can always be quite a difficult opposition to face off against because of the likes of Wilfried Zaha and Yannick Bolasie. But of course, Graziano Pella gets the man of the match with a 7.5 rating. Ryan Bertrand actually got a 7.0 rating, which is quite good as well. But as we see here, again, I was correct. We are facing Crystal Palace. I had to take Schneiderlin out because he wasn't in form at all. Jay Rodriguez became the captain because that makes perfect sense as to why I'd make him captain compared to anyone else. Luke Shaw, of course, still having his red card after the game in this last episode. I don't remember against who, but with that being said, go up here against Crystal Palace. Of course, we're at home as well, so we're at St Mary's Stadium. So it's quite good as well. A nice home game after Kasuri just destroyed Burnley at home as well. So of course, going into a game like this, again, Crystal Palace can't be considered a very good side. I mean, they're an alright side, but they're not as good as the likes of Manchester United and, well, us, to be honest. So even more rain again in the St Mary's Stadium on the south coast of England as we basically face off against, well, could easily be another 5-0 victory. So of course, resting hardly any players. Jack Court came in. I think he was coming in for, I think I brought him in for Schneiderlin. I'm not really even sure. Or did he already start and Wanyama? I think Wanyama came in for him because Wanyama didn't start the last game. But it doesn't really matter, because another nice little raining visit basically for the visiting team. So in the 11th minute of the match here, Tadic gets a corner kick basically, comes out to Jack Cork, who plays it back out to Tadic. Tadic runs past Martin Kelly, doesn't even get a cross in here until he eventually does get a cross in here. Thomas Rosicky goes up for the header, can't get to it, comes up to Pella, and Pella just pops in the back of the net to continue his fantastic goal scoring record and his basically goal scoring form in general. His form has been absolutely insane this season so far, and hopefully he can continue going on with that. But in the 25th minute here, we see J. Rodriguez score another nice goal, nice little ping right into the top corner from the edge of the box. Of course, the captain, fantastic today. Of course, he's been in form for quite a while. A lot of this season in general, he's scored quite a lot of goals as well, so it's even better for him. But as we see here, come up to the half-time mark, we get a Pella on the ball here. Doesn't play it back or anything, he just tries to get a shot away himself, gets another shot away. Speroni makes a very good save, and it goes out basically for a corner kick, which comes to nothing, and we're leading 2-0 at half-time. So 2-0 at half-time is pretty good, to be honest, considering that, well, this episode started off quite badly because we got beat by Manchester United. But again, we're dominating against teams which we should be dominating against, and we're beating them comfortably, which is a good thing. So into the 45th minute here, as you see Pella on the ball, gets a shot away. It's another nice shot, it's another fantastic goal as he pings it into the top corner. His shooting is absolutely insane, and for whatever reason, I'm really good with shooting in PES 2015 compared to PES 2014. As you see here, nice little replay of it as I ping the ball, a nice little first touch as well, as he turns around and just pings it right into the top corner. Nothing Speroni could do about it. It's absolutely, it's just a great shot. It's just a composed finish from Graziano Pella. So into the last minutes of the match here, of course, with me resting some players in this, well, not resting players, but not taking it too much in terms of a liability to injure any of the players or fatigue them in general. A 3-0 win against Crystal Palace didn't even pose really a threat, to be honest, going forward they didn't pose a threat to my defence at all. As you see here, they did have 6 shots, 5 on target. I didn't actually show you, but I did have 16 and 6. Graziano Pella gets man of the match, as you'd expect. And here are the other results, and of course the table. So Arsenal beat West Ham and all that sort of stuff. So Sunderland beat Hull, as you'd expect, some sort of teams drawing Tottenham, Liverpool. But as you can see here, we're 4 points behind Manchester United, 2 points behind Arsenal, and we are in third. So if you have enjoyed this video, subscribe to my channel for more, and catch you later.